best way that it really should be titled is cringeworthy, based on how terribly written it really is, and based on all of the revelations that are obviously attention-seeking, based on Jada Pinkett Smith and how she's been over-promoting this book day in and day out on multiple morning shows, late-night shows, as well as, let's not forget about radio TV shows. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, the one thing about Jada Pinkett that I think that we can all really agree on here is that she is a narcissist, she is a pathological liar, she is someone that really twists a lot of words out there and gets really deeply offended and can't take criticism very well. This is exactly why she's been reacting the way that she has. From the mockery that was done by SNL, I don't know if you guys saw that, but SNL made a complete mockery, or a parody if you will, of her book called Worthy and the revelations that are within it about herself and Will Smith. Now, when it comes down to Jada Pinkett Smith, we know that she is actually very angered over what SNL did to her, by really kind of doing that parody and making fun of her book, and how that really kind of sparked more drama surrounding herself. Now, this is where things get interesting. Now, we do know that Jada Pinkett Smith is going to continue to put out more books. She confirmed this a couple of days ago. She wants to make sure that she keeps on spewing out books that deliver more revelations about not just herself, but also about Will Smith. Now, to top things off, with Jada Pinkett recently dealing with the ongoing backlash related to the revelations made in her book called Worthy, she recently delivered defensive words against SNL in an act of desperation to save her image by delivering the following to the general public. I think the problem that really needs to be addressed is how NBC handled my revelations made in my book Worthy that I found to be truly offensive, and those that participated in this selfish act of mocking myself and Will was just absolutely uncalled for. I think everyone deserves to hear my side of the story of what my life is about, and to see NBC use their SNL platform as a means to create a mockery of my life is just the most unattractive thing I have seen on television in a long time. I think it's important for myself to continue voicing my opinion and feelings about what NBC did to myself and Will being made as a joke, and something that I feel was truly cruel to my family as well. You see, the problem with the world today is that whenever you put out a book or a story that holds many reveals about your life, you are inevitably going to deal with individuals and television programs that want to point the finger at you. It's unoriginal how NBC did what they did by using my family as a way to add fuel to the fire on my life story and situation. Nobody is perfect, and I plan to shed more light on my issues with NBC in the future. My book Worthy is about empowering women, and it's quite clear that NBC seems to be troubled over this piece. To me, I say, so what if Will and I were separated for so long? I think many who run the show and the public are overreacting to my choice and Will's, and it needs to be left alone already. So guys, let me just say one thing about this real quick, is that you can see that Jada Pinkett Smith does not take any form of criticism well, nor does she take any kind of a parody very well. She's much like Kathleen Kennedy, she's much like Brie Larson and Amber Heard, and all of those out there that really can't take criticism of their work very well at all. Now look, at the end of the day, I think that there is something going on with Will Smith and why he is tied to Jada Pinkett. There's obviously something going on there that we probably will never learn about until Will Smith either comes forward about that or Jada Pinkett does. Now, the fact that she is confirming yet again that she plans to stretch out her life story and revelations about her and Will is just ludicrous. It goes to show you that she is indeed an attention seeker, that she does want to use these revelations as a way to just garner, income, because she really can't get any acting roles anymore, and she hasn't really been able to in a very long time to begin with, let alone a lot of studios already walking away from her even getting the opportunity to get an acting role anymore. But this is where it gets even more involved. Now, apart from what Jada Pinkett delivered here about NBC and SNL, one huge update is that she is now moving forward with hopping on not just the Howard Stern show by the later portion of this month to address her personal issues with the heads of NBC, but she is also planning to go on various other radio shows to call out NBC and SNL in an attempt to devalue their brand, in an attempt to also prevent further parodies of herself. Showrunner Lorne Michaels, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he runs all things SNL, is also planning to do more parodies of Jada Pinkett in the future and Will Smith, since their ratings went sky high when this was live on television just weeks ago. Pinkett Smith also delivered the following to conclude her issues with SNL. Myself and Will are only trying to get past all this unnecessary drama, and what SNL did was the act of a child that only degrades all of us, and back into where we were back in 2022, when we were dealing with endless negative attention that we felt was flat out offensive to my family and my book now. I think it will be wise to steer off communication from those involved in such a terrible act against myself and Will, who are just trying to move on from all of this. Now, she's addressed this before in the past, that she is offended by all the noise that has been going on since she put the book on store shelves. And by the way, guys, about that book, alright, I think a lot of you should know that a lot of these celebrities, I don't care if you're an actor, a musician, or anything in that nature, a lot of them, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them use a ghostwriter to create a book. They just listen to their story and they kind of translate that into how the book should be written. So I would not be too surprised if Jada Pinkett Smith was not sitting at the table writing this thing page by page, and that she just told her life story to a ghostwriter and he or she handled the whole book on their own. Don't be too surprised about that, by the way. So it's lazy to a degree if she did go that route, and it's also lazy the fact that she is using her revelations as a way to get people to buy her book and to kind of just use that as a constant stream of income, right? Now, at the end of the day, too, we got to also realize that Jada Pinkett Smith really is seemingly enjoying this, at least how I see things. She's constantly going on shows promoting her book. You know, she's constantly going on podcasts and radio shows, and the fact that she is going so low to go on the Howard Stern show of all people, that really goes to show you that she has to go down to someone who actually resents NBC to actually kind of call out that company, to call out that studio, and those that run SNL. So overall, I think that, you know, eventually this whole Jada and Will Smith drama will fizzle out, but it's not going to stay fizzled out, because she's going to continue spewing out these books, you know, every couple of years. So overall, guys, you know, I would like to hear your take on everything related to this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.